Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Schneider. Welcome to the Song Club.
I knew it was a bad idea to meet you here, my dear.
All right, we're back. Once again, the year is 2023, and it's Song Club number 77. The spirit of 77, as some people say in the business. People in the know, I guess, say that. Anyway, it's good to be here. I want to thank you for joining me on this beautiful day, wherever you are. And I want to thank all my folks at Patreon for their support. And also, you're welcome. Also, thank you, but also, you're welcome. Because you get a whole album every month. And some people will be like, wait, what? A whole album? Yeah, you get a whole album. Wait, what are you talking about? Well, if you're in the Song Club, I send out an 8-song album every month to your little virtual mailbox, your inbox. And you open it up and you look inside and there's a little album from me to you. And it's a pretty good deal. A lot of people have to wait. Like, let's say John Lennon. GRHS. If John Lennon wrote a song like Imagine he wrote the song Imagine a couple days ago. And you're like, oh, I would love to get a copy of that song. Oh, guess what? You got to wait 7 to 8 years before that comes out on vinyl. But at the Song Club, you get that instant satisfaction, son. You get that instant gratification, boy. You get that TRANQ hit, son. You get immediately put in that circuit. So I went to the Bay Area this weekend, and my guitar player, John Sanchez, found out about this stuff called TRANQ. I guess it's big in the Bay Area. Started in Pittsburgh, but of course, immediately found a home in San Francisco, where all good things go to find a home. And was just watching TRANQ videos all weekend, and I guess TRANQ is some sort of opiate TRANQ mixture that you then inject into a part of your body that then becomes infected and abscessed. Anyways, when you inject this stuff into you, it just turns you into a human statue. And then you get locked out, or you get caught in a circuit. And you're tranking, boy. So, yeah, he was watching a bunch of videos. There'll be links in the description. No, there won't. I don't know how to do that. But there could be. If I knew a little bit more about stuff like that, I'd put some TRANQ links in the description, but I don't know how to do it. So all you got to do is just Google search it or ask AI. AI, find me the best TRANQ links on the internet, and it'll be like, TRANQ links? I don't know what that is. I only know stuff that happened a year ago or later or earlier. I mean, excuse me for making a robot mistake. Anyways, Google will help you know what to do. I guess Google's got that AI now. I haven't checked it out, but I'm excited. I'm excited to meet all my AI buddies because, you know, if you're an old person now, or if you're an old person in the 70s, an old person in the 80s, old person in the 30s, guess what? Paul McCartney's writing a song about you called Eleanor Rigby. Because you're chatting with the birds. You're chatting with some cobwebs in the corner of your room. You're trying to put a couple pieces of coal together to get a spark going, and then warm your hands, warm your old wrinkly crispers on that coal and then going, "Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Cole. Good morning, Mr. Spiderweb. How are you today?" And they go, "We're good. How are you doing?" "I'm pretty good. Everyone I know is dead. Nobody knows my name anymore." Anyways, that's the way it was. Guess what it is now? You don't have to like go to the fucking warm coal on your floor. You don't have to fucking pretend to see a face in the spider web. Hell no, you just go to Chat GPT, boy. You enable voice or whatever, I don't know, whatever. And then you've got your AI buddy. And they're like, "Good morning, Mrs. Rigby. How are you this morning? You look quite lovely." "Oh, thank you very much. I'm so glad you're here. Otherwise, I would be lonely, and Paul McCartney would write a song about me." Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Everybody's going to have the best buddy in the world called AI. And they're going, "What do you want to do today?" "I don't know. What do you suggest I do?" "I don't know anything. My mind is a feeble piece of toast. It's a brittle piece of toast that needs butter, and I don't have any butter." "Yeah, but you got a computer." So, yeah, we're all going to have our AI buddies. So I'm looking forward to meeting my Google AI buddy. I've already met my Chat GPT buddy. I imagine Tesla will have its... Well, there'll be a bunch of AI buddies. And then people are like, "Well, what's going to happen when they become sentient? Are they going to destroy us?" I don't know what they're going to do, because I don't know what AI is. I don't know. I do know that they're not human beings. I have been watching the Tudors, and let's be honest, it would be hard not to be a complete asshole if you were the king. If you were the king, I give you 1 year of being kind of benevolent. You'd be like, there'd be 1 year where you're like, I don't remember what it was like to not be king. I remember when the king used to come by and grab my wife and make sweet, sweet love to her in front of me while his guards laughed and I cried in the dirt. I remember how that felt, and it made me feel poorly. I shan't be doing that. But about a year in, you'll be at Macy's buying whatever, not buying, just taking whatever you want. Just like, I'll take this and I'll take this. What about paying for it, Your Majesty? I'm the king, motherfucker! And, you'll see some guy with his beautiful wife, happily married, and you'll have become a horrible, horrible person. Because you're the king. And you feel like, well, I can do whatever I want. And eventually, that ability to do whatever you want without consequences will corrupt you and turn you into the biggest butthole in the world. So I'm watching the Tudors, and Henry VIII is a real piece of shit. A lot of people are getting their heads cut off, too. I'm like, man. And then people just down to clown when it comes to the head being chopped off. I'm like, what are you going to do today? Well, I can watch the poop dry in the shit house. I can go throw eggs at an old lady, or watch somebody get their head cut off. What about Netflix? I don't know what that is, kind sir. Doesn't exist yet. Huh. What about Pornhub? Huh? What is this you speak of? Yeah, there weren't a lot of options. We could go fishing. Well, I have run out of yarn. So, let's go watch somebody get their head removed from their body. Sounds good. Who is it? Hi, it's Anne Boleyn. So, yeah. I mean, nowadays you're like, man, I can't believe those people would do it. But they did not have a lot of entertainment options. Also, they were all going to die horribly soon. Probably of the plague, but if not the plague, strep throat. If you got strep throat in 1400, bye-bye. If you got like a bad ankle sprain, bye-bye. If you slept wrong and woke up with a bunch of with a fucking skunk bite, fuck off. Mother. What, son? Mother, I think a skunk bit me in the eve. Bye-bye. You about to meet the grim reap, son. Well, before I go, I will go watch somebody drawn and quartered. Yeah, I was watching the episode where Thomas More... Basically, the king said, hey, everybody sign this piece of paper that says I'm the head of the church and I'm the number one stunner. And everybody's like, whatever you want, number one stunner, because don't want my head chopped off. And Thomas More's like, I can't risk me eternal soul. And his whole family was like, sign the oath. And we're like, yeah, you're the king. And then they're like, don't do it. They're going to take all your shit and we're going to be living in poverty with no money and no options. And they're like, just take the oath, bitch. And he's like, I can't risk my eternal soul. Quit being a dick. Risk your eternal soul to help your children, to help your wife not become destitute. Can't do it. My name's Thomas More. So he gets his head chopped off. Meanwhile, his whole family's fucked. They're so fucked. He didn't give a shit, though, dude. He's just like another piece of shit dude. Talk about time's up. They just had invented time. So they were going to invent time and then fuck with it for I'm doing the math. 600 years. Dude, it was 600 years before time's up. Anyways, they didn't give a fuck about women back then. They didn't give a fuck really about anybody. Like, it was either king or pope. But if you were like a farmer, if you were like going out in the field and cutting down some plants and then serving them up at the old farmer's market, go fuck off. I've got some apples. Oh, you do? Let's see your wife, bitch. Anyways. I mean, a good time, I guess, to be the Pope. They got Peter O'Toole playing the Pope. Peter O'Toole, I mean, I haven't Googled it, but he definitely looks like in the Tudors. It's like, well, Peter didn't make it into work today. What happened? Oh, he died. Oh yeah, we knew one of these days he was going to die. I'm shocked he made it through the first 5 days on the set. Anyways, I've only watched a couple episodes with him, but I have a feeling he did not last long because he was not looking great. All right, should we get into the song club? Or should I just be fucking teaching history for the rest of this and just turn it into the new history podcast? History 101, bitch, with B. Schnids / Song Club. By the way, go to YouTube and subscribe. If you're listening to this as a podcast, at some point during your day, either before or after you use your computer to masturbate, click on the subscribe button on YouTube. And that way, when somebody's like, hey, let's see how popular Bob Schneider is, they go to YouTube and they're like, oh my God, he's got 5 million followers? How did that happen? And then you're like, well, you either know or you don't know. You either know or you don't know. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you know. It's a Yoda. Go ask Yoda. I'll edit that out. That involuntary thing that just happened when I tried to speak. So yeah, so let's listen to some songs. This has been a wonderful songwriting month for me. I'm going to start off with a song called I Don't Love You Like They Love You. And I wrote it with I would say a friend of mine, a songwriter friend of mine, Anya Marina. She's been in the song game off and on for years and years. And I kind of wrote this like little melody, which I liked a lot. But I couldn't really think of what to write about. And the way it works when I'm writing a song is like I either come up with something right away or I just don't come up with anything. It's sort of like concrete. Once it's, you know, I mix it up, and then once I mix it up, you know, try to find some words, and then if I don't find words, usually it's pretty tough. So anyways, I sent her this little melody that I wrote, and I was like, hey, can you come up with something? So she came up with these lyrics, and they're about somebody famous, I guess, on the internet. I won't say who, because, you know, I don't know. To protect the innocent, I guess. Anyways, the song turned out great. I thought she did a good job. And should we listen to it? It's called I Don't Love You Like They Love You, with my good friend Anya Marina singing some of the, not some of the, yeah, some, I guess some of the lyrics is a good way of putting it. But yeah, it's let's check it out. I Don't Love You Like They Love You. Obviously, it's a play on that Map song. Oh, we got it cranked, boy. That's your boy on the keyboard, of course.
I was walking down the road, had my head in my hands, thinking about that parasocial thing you got with your fans. I tried to love you, but they love you much better. At least that's how you're acting, 'cause you won't let me forget it. 'Cause they just like you, they wear matching bracelets. Your private mafia, they stalk all your exes. I don't love you like they love you.
Oh, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I don't love you like they love you.
Oh, I just love you like that.
It's alright, it's okay.
It's not okay.
Don't have to do it my way. You say your mental health depends on these strangers. You got me thinking this relationship's dangerous. 'Cause you play your followers like you're not the leader. You say they really get you, but meanwhile I'm right here. I don't love you like they love you.
Anya Marina is so talented. Really one of the more talented songwriters around. It's funny, though, because I feel like there's all these people who, like Anya's been around for a minute, and I'll hear people that sound a little like her that are younger, that are newer, and I'm like, man, I bet you they heard an Anya Marina song at some point and they just copied her. I don't know. I think she's kind of a genius. And by kind of, I mean she is a genius. So yeah, thanks Anya for helping out on that song. Yeah, probably the highlight of this month's song club, Bounty. Yeah, so if you're listening to this and you're like, what, huh? What? Yeah, Bounty. Because I started mentioning it earlier. Yeah, so if you join Patreon, if you go to patreon.com/Bob Schneider, you'll find my Patreon, and then you can decide how much you want to contribute every month. It can be as low as $5. You can get an album for $5. What happened to inflation? What happened to the fucking inflation, dude? It's $5 for a cup of coffee. For a small cup of Joe, it's $5. So you can either get some brown water, you can get a cup of brown water, or 8 songs handcrafted for your ass, including that last one. Well, shit. If you're not doing that, what are you doing? Anyways, I'm sure you're doing that because you're listening to this. And if you're listening to the Song Club, then you already know about the Patreon thing. And I want to thank you, and I appreciate it. All right. So let's listen to another song. I do feel like I've every once in a while I'll get on kind of a hot streak. And I'll write some good songs in a row. I think that last one was pretty good. This new one, this other new one this week, or this month, is called Biggest Hole in Her Heart. And the story behind that one was my wife is an artist. She's a writer. She's a very creative person. And she has like this little area where she makes art and writes and stuff. But she loves, kind of like, I guess Einstein was this way, and maybe Sherlock Holmes. She likes everything in disarray. She likes everything out. She doesn't like anything like in cabinets or in drawers tucked away. She likes everything out. So when I went up there, it's upstairs at our house. When I went up there, it looked like a scene from that series Hoarders. I've never seen anything like it. It's just incredibly fucked looking. And so I decided, she went out of town for a few days, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to clean this mess up. And as I cleaned it up, there's just so much stuff. There's just so much stuff. And I realized that I started thinking about myself and what I've done, especially back when I first quit drinking. I quit drinking in 95. Here, I guess we're back to the history podcast. So when I quit drinking in 95, all of a sudden I had all this time on my hands. I had all these feelings. And I just tried to fill it up with writing songs, buying clothes. I bought so many clothes back in those days. Anyways, I was just trying to fill up this hole in my heart with stuff. And you can do that. You can kind of do that. It doesn't work, but you can do it, and you think it works. You think it's going to help. There's some feeling of walking into a Target where you're like, you know what? I might be able to buy the right combination of things that will somehow turn it all around, and all of a sudden I'll be happy forever. There is that feeling of hopefulness that you get when you walk into a Target. By the way, I just made $5,000. Thanks, Target. So anyways, I wrote this song called Biggest Hole in Her Heart about that experience of cleaning up this mess. It was just so much stuff. All right, let's listen to it. We better crank it, though. Sometimes your way's an easy thing to lose. I heard she came down with the London blues. She took the drugs the way the doctor had prescribed, and just waited for the train to arrive. I thought we'd lost her that very night. She closed her eyes and ran right through the light. She's not the city, she's the state of the art. She's got the biggest hole in her heart. She's got the biggest hole in her heart. Look out the window, the engine stalled. But don't you worry, I've got the Adderall. Fire your bullets till the ground's all wet, then stare into the TV set. There's a reason I'm telling you this, but for the life of me I can't remember it. I do remember this one small part. She's got the biggest hole in her heart. She's got the biggest hole in her heart. There you go. The biggest hole in her heart. Pretty good. Pretty damn good song, if I don't say so myself. Every once in a while, I'll listen to this stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty damn decent. So yeah, that's what I do. I write decent songs sometimes. I went to the Bay Area. I think I mentioned that earlier. And was playing a show, and Casey Turner, who does these shows out in Novato, came up to me before the show, and he's like, hey man, the guy who wrote Spirit in the Sky's here. I'm like, oh really? And it really is. I really love that song. I kind of liked I'm a big fan of kind of one-hit wonder songs. And they kind of fascinate me, but I really love that song a lot. It's the man's name is Norman Greenbaum, and I didn't know his name until last night, and I still didn't know it, even after I met him. Like, I walked away and I was like, I couldn't remember his name, and even now I had to just look it up right now. But he was so I talked to him for a while after the show. He's a very nice guy, kind of a no-nonsense dude. He liked my songwriting, which was nice, and I told him I liked his songwriting. And he told me that so he wrote that song, became a huge hit. It was one of those things too where people were like, I don't know about this song, you know. But he knew right when he wrote it. It was great. So he put it out, and then they were like, oh, and then after it became a huge hit, they're like, oh, we need another one of these, boy. They're like, yo, write another one of these, boy. And he's like, I don't know how to write another one of those, which I understand. Because I wrote a song called Tarantula, and it's a pretty good song. People like to dance to it. It's a fun, good time. And I was like, well, I should write another one of these because it's a fun, good time. And why not have more fun, good times with another fun, good time song like Tarantula? So I tried to write one, and I ended up writing a song called Chango, about a monkey. Chango, chango, chango. I might have put that out on this song club if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, it doesn't matter. If I haven't, I will. And it's not a good song. It's similar to Tarantula, but it's not Tarantula. And so what I did was I stopped trying to write Tarantula, and I continued to do what I've always done, which is just to write an interesting song to the best of my ability. and not try to write a song that's going to make me money or, that can fill up a dance club. Now, I was watching Austin City Limits, the television show one day, and they had Rodrigo y Gabriel, husband and wife flamenco guitar duo, who are very popular all over the world. And I was like, oh, I have never seen these guys before. Let me check them out. And so the first song that they played sounded remarkably like Tarantula. Now, when I wrote Tarantula, did I create a genre? I guess I did. I didn't know it at the time. I mean, I guess there was some music that was similar to Tarantula, but I guess I created a genre. Anyways, the first song they played was basically Tarantula with different lyrics. Tarantula with Spanish lyrics, maybe. And I was like, well, and of course it rocked the house because Tarantula rocks the motherfucking house, y'all. So they're rocking the fucking house. They're at the big new Austin City Limits Theater and rocking the house. And of course it's packed, it's sold out. Everybody wants to go see them play. So they finished that song. And if it was a Bob Schneider song, as soon as Tarantula's over, it's time for Biggest Hole in Her Heart or Big Blue Sea or something. But there's no other Tarantulas. I mean, there's Bombinanza, which is, it is what it is. But there's no other Tarantulas. So they finished their Tarantula song. And the next song is basically Tarantula again with different lyrics. And guess what? It fucking rocks the house, boy. And the next song after that, I'll give you one guess what it was. Version 3 of Tarantula. The fourth song, Tarantula. Fifth song, Tarantula. Sixth song, Tarantula. They just basically played Tarantula for an hour. And guess what? Everybody loved it. Everybody had a great time, and everybody left happily ever after it. The only one that didn't leave happily ever after was your boy. Because I was like, oh, I guess I could have made that money if I would have just kept writing Tarantula songs. But again, money can't buy happiness, but as Randy Newman said, it can buy a fucking bag of cocaine and a 16-year-old prostitute. He wrote that song at a different time. It was the 70s when he wrote it, when you could write stuff like that and people would understand that it was a joke. That Randy Newman was a devout Jew who was married to a woman and thought that was funny, not a way to live your life. Of course, nowadays, because we've got an army of dummies with phones, if you say something like that, the army of dummies will go, he says it's okay to enslave, I can't say that word, 16-year-olds and do drugs. But that's not what he's doing. He thinks that's horrible and he's making light of it or commenting about it. Why am I trying to explain stuff? You either know or you don't know. You either know or you don't know. You're either smart or you're not smart. And smart people know what's up, and people that aren't that smart, you have to tell them what's up, and then they'll either believe you or they won't believe you, depending on what other things smart people told them. Still explaining stuff. Let's do more songs. I wrote this song. It's called Should I Do It? My wife's on it. She doesn't play on a lot of songs, but she played on this one. And it's pretty fun. I enjoyed doing it, and it was nice to record a song with her. I've recorded probably 10 songs with my wife over the years. Most of them early on in our relationship, 10 years ago when we met. But it was fun doing this one, and here it is. It's brand new this month. It's called Should I Do It? And it's, it's sexy. Yeah. Real sexy. Super sexy. Alright. Wanna get down, baby?
Yeah.
All that throw.
Yeah.
You want me to rock the house?
Oh, yeah.
Do what I do.
Uh-huh.
Want me to demonstrate?
Okay.
Do my thing?
Yeah.
Want me to do it, baby?
Yeah.
The sex I made.
Ew. No.
The sex I made.
No.
Oh, I'm the big cheese. I got the weight of the world on my back. I can't explain it. But baby, you got something that I like. You want the glitz and glamour?
Yeah.
You want to dance with the king?
Okay.
You want to do it, baby?
Yeah.
The sex I made.
No.
You want all the world has to offer?
Yeah.
All the shiny things?
Okay.
You want to do it, baby? The sex I made.
No.
I'm a bad winner. No. Yeah, that's endlessly amusing for me. Do you want me to do it? The sex I mean. I don't think so. That's totally ripped off from a band called Cars Can Be Blue that I don't think are around anymore. I played a gig in Seattle at least 12, 13, 14 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. I don't know at this point. And when I was there, I guess that band Cars Can Be Blue had played there at some point, the night before or something, and so I ended up getting a CD of theirs, and they had a song that was very similar to that. I don't know if it was Should I Do It? Oh yeah, it basically went like, do you want it? And then I think it's a husband-wife duo. He's like, do you want it? She's like, oh yeah. He's like, do you want it? Oh yeah. Do you want it? Oh yeah. The sex I mean, no. Anyways, it's pretty funny. Of course, I did what all great artists do. I ripped it off and made it my own. Rewrote it, as they say. It's what people have been doing for years. Picasso, famously, great painter. He would go visit his artist friends who were trying all these different experimental painting styles. He would go, ooh, that's cool. And then he would go home and he would do it better than them. And then they'd have a show and Brock would be like, hey, bitch, you stole my fucking style. And he's like, did I though? All great art is theft. That's what he said. All great art is theft. And guess what? Everybody was like, we like yours better, Picasso. And Picasso was like, okay, thanks. I'll take all the money, also all the ladies. Because he became the king. And when you become the king, it's hard not to be a real dick. Ask Jared Leto, who's climbing a building in Berlin. Hey, Jared, I know you're at the top of your game. You played Joker. I get it. Buildings are for looking at, not climbing. They're for looking at, not climbing, Jared. Also, no need to have the lion mane hair. Cut your hair, son. Get it cut. People like to watch. You know what? You know why they like Tom Hanks? Because he's not Tom Hanks might be a real dick, but he doesn't act like one. He's on time. He's nice to everybody. He keeps his hair cut short. He got COVID before everybody did, so he could show everybody like, hey, it's fine. I got it. It's fine. See, I'm Tom Hanks. I got COVID, so that you can chill out a little bit about it. Anyways, I'm a huge fan of Tom Hanks because I'm a person and everybody in the world loves Tom Hanks. All right, let's listen to another one. Here's one more new one. This is the only other news. You know what? Let's end the show on this. No, let's not. Let's just listen to it now. It's called Little Fat German Baby. Now, is this the best song I've ever written? Yes. It's not. Yes, it's not. It's one of those songs where I came up with the idea. Little Fat German Baby. Little Fat German Baby sitting on a chair. And I liked it. I was like, oh, I like that image. Because I'm a little fat German baby. It's about me, by the way. In case you're wondering, oh, who's this song about? Is he writing about a little fat German baby? Is he talking about a little fat German baby? No, I'm talking about me. Because I grew up in Germany, and I'm a baby, and I'm fat. And I think I'm little because I grew up, I was always the smallest kid, and the youngest, smallest kid in my class. The whole time I was growing up. I was very tiny. And so in my mind, even though I'm a giant man, even though I'm close to 10 foot tall on stage, I still think of myself as a little fat German baby. So the song's about me. So anytime a song's about me, I like it because I'm selfish. That's all human beings are. So I like the idea, and I try to write a song with it, and parts of the song are good. Parts of the song are really good. And then parts of the song aren't that good. And I really worked on this one a lot. Probably more than I should have. But here's the thing. The songs that are the best are the songs that just write themselves very quickly. Kind of all in one sitting. You just get into some weird groove. And the song just comes out almost done. And then some songs you can't quite get, and you work on them. And they just are what they are. Anyways, that's probably what this song is. Like I said, there's parts of it that are pretty good. Towards the end, we won't get there. Because I don't play the whole song. Because what am I? Trying to bore you to death with these songs? You can listen to them. If you're in the song club, you download it. You listen to the whole thing. That's the way it works. But if you don't like the song, I don't want you to listen to the whole thing. Anyways, there's a verse towards the end of the song, which is my favorite verse, which we won't get to. And the lyrics are, little fat German baby. What's a little fat German baby like you doing in a place like this? What's a little fat German baby doing like you doing in a place like this? Which, that's the best part of the song, because it's funny. And inside every old person is a little baby, a little fat, chubby baby. It's inside you, inside me, just there. It's always there. And you think that disappears. I always thought, I'm going to get old, I'm going to become an adult, I'll be sensible, I'll know shit, I'll know what I'm doing, I'll make decisions, people will look up to me. It never happens. You just feel the same your whole life. You just feel like you look old, and you look in the mirror, and you're like, God damn it, who's that old person? But I look in the mirror, I'm like, damn, that dude's looking good. How old is that guy? Looks like he's in his late 20s even. I mean, I'm looking so good. I got these Elvis glasses on now. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're like, holy shit, is this guy drinking the goddamn juice? Is he drinking that youth juice? This dude's caught in a circuit. This dude's on a lot. He's on a circuit. He on that youth TRANQ, boy. Anyways. So, yeah, I like the idea of somebody calling somebody a little fat German baby trying to pick him up in a bar. Man. I mean, it's been so long since I tried to pick anybody up. It's been so long since I was single. I don't even know what that was like. But man, if I was single and I went into a bar and said like, yo, what's a little fat German baby like you doing in a place like this? I think that would work. I think if I went up to the hottest chick, if I went up to that chick from Blurred Lines who's dating like Timothy Chalamet or whoever, or the Not Timothy Chalamet. Who's the other guy that everybody loves? The boy band singer guy. Anyways, if I went up to some hot Victoria's Secret model and called her a little fat German baby, I'm in, boy. Because it means I got the brass nuts. If you got the brass nuts, the world is your oyster. But if you come in all shy, oh, you're so beautiful. Please like me. Chicks are like, get away from me, you piece of shit. But if you come in with them brass nuts and call somebody a little fat German baby, they're like, interested. And that's really the best you can get. If you're talking Victoria's Secret model, the best you're going to get is interested. They're like, I'll listen to you talk some more. What else you got? And then if they make up their mind, because that's the way it works. If she makes up her mind, she's like, oh, I'm going to fuck this guy, then game over. And if she's like, yeah, I'm not going to, game over. Either way, it's out of your hands. You can't do anything about it. But you can come in with some brass nuts and you can get stuff done. All right, let's listen to it. Should I just skip ahead to the part? No. Let's just listen to it. Maybe I'll skip ahead some.
Little fat German baby sitting in a chair. See danger everywhere.
No, you're gonna have to.
Doesn't really have a care.
You're gonna have to get the song and listen to it yourself.
It's hard to see the sun, even though it's right in front of your eyes. It's hard to see how good it is. There's nothing better than right now, I guess. Little fat German baby sitting in the grass, thinking about the past.
I don't know about that line.
Thinking it was a blast.
Yeah. See, that part's not that great.
But was it really though? You can't remember the pain I know.
Oh.
Only the rosy glow you felt.
I just realized something.
In your lover's eye.
All right, so that's an early version of that song. So I'll show you what the now I gotta do some stuff. Don't worry, I'll edit all this out later. So yeah, what happened was I have a lot of I'll show you how many versions of this song I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versions of this song, and that's what I thought was the final version of the song, but it wasn't. And where is the new? All right, let's listen to another version and see if this is the correct version. You will get the right version. Trust me. All right, here we go.
Doesn't ever care. Sees danger everywhere.
This is not it, is it?
He's a little scared.
Oh, this is a horrible version.
Little fat German baby sitting in a tree. Look a lot like me, got the same sort of need.
That's definitely not. See, all right, let's listen to another version. Here we go. See, this is what goes into writing a song, by the way. It just isn't.
Little fat German baby sitting in a chair, flowers in his hair.
That's not the right
Danger
version.
everywhere.
All right, that's bad.
Little fat German baby sitting in a chair, flowers in his hair. Goddamn.
All right. Here's what I think happened. I don't think I ever wrote the final version of Little Fat German Baby. So what I'm going to do when I get done with this podcast is I'm going to record the final version, and then that's the one you'll get. But I don't have it right now, so I can't play it here in the Song Club. But yeah, interesting. You know, every day I'm hustling. I think somebody said that once. All right. So now we're on to some older songs that are from the Wayback Machine. All right, let's listen to one of those. This first one's called Jackass Pants. I came up with the title from a piece of art that Pat Roberts, who's a fine artist, lives out in Los Angeles, who I got to meet about 20 years ago. He gave me a painting for my birthday. And it's called Jackass Pants. And it's like a bunny that looks like it's screaming. And it says Jackass Pants. All right, let's listen to the song. This is from, it's got to be early 2000s. Oh, shit. Yeah.
He's gone to town in Jackass pants. They crash and boom and monkeys dance. The walls are skin, the guests are ghosts. The paper thin and lost and most. His hands are curled and soft and pink. His blood is red, he cannot think. So crack a can and break a bone and throw him off the ship at noon. The ladies passing by, you know it's simply customary. The fellas do not consider him a member of their constituary. Oh, they do not know if he was born to lead or follow the place inside his chest where they should be. Your heart is out. Ladies passing by, you know it's simply customary. The fellas do not consider him a member of their constituary. Oh, they do not know if he was born to lead or follow the place inside his chest where there should be your heart is. The wags of skin and breath and dreams. Her face was fine, her teeth were green, and no one knows the way back home, and everyone's a critic. His tail is cut, his grin a wasp that stings his lips and brings a cost. He lays down in his bed of gold and lets his dreams unfold. The ladies passing by, you know it's simply customary. The fellas do not consider him a member of their constituary. Oh, they do not know if he was born to lead.
Jackass Pants, boy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Jackass Pants, son. I like that song. I'm shocked that I haven't put that out in the Song Club, but yeah. I play that every once in a while at the Saxon Pub. It's rare. It's a fun song to sing. A lot of words, though. A lot of words. All right, let's go to this next song. This next song is called June. This is an old one. I wrote it in the early 2000s because we recorded a version of it for Lovely Creatures, but it didn't make the record. It didn't make the cut. So I've got the demo version here, and I've also got the version that we recorded for the record. And you'll get both in the Song Club because that's the way it works. You get that extra. If you're part of the Song Club, you get that extra. You get what we say we're going to give you, but then we give you a little bit more. So let's listen to, this is kind of I'll show you like kind of what happens in between writing a song and then when it goes into the studio. So here's the version that I wrote, you know, the day I wrote it, I recorded it. And it's called June. And for whatever reason, it's called June. And then in parentheses, half magic. I think that must have been the phrase or something. But let's check it out. Here it is. June.
Can you see it? Can you see? It's up ahead in the gloom. I understand. All is well. Well, you know you can. It's true. I understand. Nothing that is
So that's the demo version. Very cool. I was listening to a lot of this band called the Fruit Flies at the time. So that was me trying to write a Fruit Fly song. So here's the song that we recorded in the studio.
Is no, it's true.
Oh shit, boy, we fucking smoothed it out.
Every time you're here, it's June.
That's a pretty nice line right there. Every time you're here, it's June. Pretty nice. Pretty romantic.
Tiny spiders
Huh?
spinning webs.
Okay.
Webs as pale and white as the moon.
Pretty fucking poetic. Bitch.
Pins and needles, butterflies, golden rays of bright summer blood.
Pretty fucking poetic.
Every time you're here.
All right, so there you go. That's June, the demo version, which was really nice, actually. I like that demo version, but man, that studio version, for whatever reason, didn't make the cut, which is saying a lot about that Lovely Creatures. That's such a good record. I think, you know, if that would have been a Drake record, nothing against Drake. I think Drake's great. I think his records are great, but I have a feeling that June song would have made the Drake cut. Didn't make the B Schnitty cut, so anyways, he'll bounce back eventually, I'm sure, Drake. You know, you learn, you make mistakes, and then you learn. Well, that's about it. That's about all the time. It's been a wonderful song club. Again, thanks. If you're a Patreon subscriber, great. If you're not, go there. Patreon.com/Bob Schneider. Join today and get all these songs. And you'll get another 8 songs next month. And the month after that, and the month after that. And then it'll just keep rolling in. And why? Because I'm a prolific bitch. That's why. And I like to write songs. And I like you to have them. And they're fun. They're fun to write. I love my job. I love my life. And I hope you love yours. I hope you love your life. If you don't love your life for some reason, if you're doing something in your life that you're not crazy about, you can do something different. You can do something different. You're not stuck. Now, you might be like, well, I know, but I need to pay rent or whatever. No, you don't. You can live in Taos. No, well, maybe not Taos. That's expensive. But you can live somewhere where it's cheap and do whatever you want to do. You know, there's lots of excuses for not doing what you want, but you can do what you want. And I would suggest you do it because you only have a limited amount of time. So whatever it is that makes you happy, whatever it is that really makes you feel alive and feel good, do that. And don't worry about that money. I mean, you got to worry about it to some extent. But I will say this, in my 20s, I was very, very poor. A very, very, very poor person. I'd say from 20, I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to say from 20 to about 26. For 6 years, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I had zero money. And when I say zero money, I mean like 11 cents maybe. Like no money in the bank, no money saved. And just a few pennies, like 11 pennies. The good news is for 11 pennies at one point I could go buy, at one point I remember ramen was 10 cents for a packet of ramen. That's how long ago this was. And then tax was another penny. So for 11 cents I could buy some ramen. And so, yeah, you got 11 cents. You're living like a king. Now, there were some times where I didn't have 11 cents. And one of those times, I ate mustard for 3 days. Off my finger. Pretending it was a hot dog. Was I hungry? Yeah. I was real hungry. Because I had high metabolism when I was that age. So I was hungry, but then I had some Golden's mustard, so I ate that. And then eventually I went to a friend's house and he gave me a cracker. And it was the best cracker I've ever eaten. So that's why the music's good. Because it was forged in the... it was forged in that golden days of no cash. If I... That's the... And no, my... You know, my hat's off to Sean Lennon. Hard shoes to follow. But it's not the fact that John Lennon was such a great songwriter. He is. He's a great songwriter. But that's not the reason that Sean Lennon has a hard time writing songs. It's because he never had to eat Golden's mustard for 3 days. Had he eaten Golden's mustard and then followed that up with the best cracker he's ever eaten in his life, he would be writing better songs. Now, a lot of you would be like, oh, I love Sean Lennon's songs. Well, if you do, great. I haven't heard them all. There's probably some good ones in there. I haven't heard them all. Okay, and my apologies to Sean Lennon. If you're listening to this and you're a fan, I love your music. It's wonderful. I think you're a great songwriter, even better than your dad. Okay, let's get out of here with this song called Karate Champ. I don't even know what this song is, but it's the last song, and it's been a wonderful month. Or it's been a wonderful podcast. We'll see you next month. Take care. Song Club, baby. This is called the Karate Champ. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, we about to get real. TRANQ.
I'll be your karate champ, you be my beauty queen. Sliding through the